welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be on this pinky purpley spotlight eye paired with a nude lip. My friend Karis was ever so kind and allowed me to record myself doing makeup on her. Lashes that I've used today are Duff lashes in the style So Kylie, and if you're interested in a pair then there'll be a link in the bio. The first product I'll be using in her brows is the NYX 3-in-1 brow pencil in ash brown. I'm just lightly following the shape of her brows to make them look a little bit thicker. I'm then also extending the tail slightly. For a thicker looking eyebrow, I'm then taking the Revolution microblading eyebrow pencil and adding a few light strokes at the front of the eyebrow to look like natural hairs. And then a few strokes along the tail to fill in any gaps. Carve out the eyebrow and create a base for the eyeshadow. I'm using the Plouise rumour base on a paintbrush because I couldn't find my concealer brush, and I'm just following along the bottom of the eyebrow to get a nice clean edge, and then patting more product all over the eyelid, also applying it underneath the eye. The first colour I'm using is a dark purple from my Lick & Lash 35E Duchess palette, and I'm packing it on around the crease using a small shader brush. Keep dipping the brush into the pan and onto the eye to ensure that the colour is nice and intense. I then grab a slightly fluffier brush with a small amount of the same colour and blend the harsh edge. The next step was to take a dense brush and place a hot pink colour over the top and slightly above the purple. Again, I keep dipping the brush into the pan and reapplying. To intensify this colour, I then went in with an even brighter pink with the same brush. Next, I grabbed a fluffy brush and a nice orangey shade and buffed out the hot pink. Going all the way along the edge of the eyeshadow. I decided I wanted to change the colour of the dark purple, so I took a chunky brush and Anastasia love letter and placed it directly over the top of the purple. Deep in the eyeshadow, I'm now taking MAC Sketch on a fluffy pencil brush and blending it through the crease. And then applying it to the inner and outer corners. I'm now creating a spotlight down the centre of the eye using that paintbrush and the Plouise base, making sure that you can just see a little bit of that purple shade above the top of the concealer. It was really hard to do it with the paintbrush. I'm now starting to create the blend from the outer corners to the centre of the lid, and I start by using a pencil brush and that love letter shade from Anastasia. And then I'm putting the hot pink shade right over the top to brighten it up a little bit. To blend the hot pink into the concealer, I'm using the same brush and a lighter pink shade, and then going back in with the hot pink to brighten it up. Along the centre of the lid, I'm using a MAC pigment and blending it in with a flat synthetic brush. To stick the glitter down, I'm using a NYX Glow. The first glitter that I used was a purple one from eBay, but I changed my mind. I then went straight over the top with a pink one. The lashes that I'm using today are the Duff lashes in the style So Kylie. I'm applying them directly over the top of the individual lashes that I'd done for her. This is what the eyeshadow, the eyebrows and the eyelashes look like. Starting on the skin, I'm applying the Revolution liquid highlight drops all over her face. And using a flat top synthetic duo fibre brush to blend it in with. For foundation, I'm using YSL Touche Eclat in BD40. First I'm applying it with a small brush and then blending it in with the Huda Beauty foundation brush. I do this in sections so that the foundation doesn't dry. I really like this foundation, it's got quite good coverage and it actually looks like your skin, it doesn't look fake at all. This one was only a tester. I used to have the foundation but apparently they changed the formula, so this is the new formula, but I really like it and I'm probably going to get it. And then using the concealer brush to carve along the edge of the top of the eyebrows. Foundation where I think I need it, as this foundation is buildable. And not forgetting to blend along the neck. For concealer I'm using Tarte Shape Tape. I'm applying it under the eyes, on the chin, on the nose and the forehead, and blending it out with a Real Techniques brush. To blend around the eyes I'm using a smaller concealer brush. And then using the Mercier translucent powder under the eyes, on the chin, on the nose and the forehead to set the concealer. To set the foundation, I'm using the Rcma No Colour powder. To bronze the face, I'm using a fluffy brush and MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in Dark Deep. I use this to warm up the face along the forehead and along the cheekbones. To sharpen it up, I'm using the same Mercier powder underneath the contour. For a nice glow, I'm using Doll Beauty highlighter in Shine Bright. I'm applying this with a fluffy brush along the cheekbones, the nose, the cupid's bow and the chin. To make it glow even more, I'm applying an Illamasqua highlighter on top. I also apply this all over the face using a fan brush for a nice glow. For the eyeshadow under the eyes, I repeat the same steps that we did on the top. That's purple using a small shader brush, pink using a nice dense brush, orange using a fluffy brush, and then applying a bright pink to intensify the colour, and then darkening using MAC Sketch. I then apply a little bit of Benefit's They're Real mascara onto the bottom lashes, and that's the eyes completely done. For lip liner I'm using Rcma Chocolate. The first colour I'm using is the Revolution My Sign Capricorn Lip Gloss. And then to lighten those two colours I'm taking a synthetic brush and Revolution's Life on the Dance Floor VIP lipstick in Invite Only. And then I'm just applying a clear lip gloss over the top. For a little something extra I'm applying a MAC pigment on the inner corners. And this is the finished look. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.